something straight here. Let me just ask you guys something. Are we watching Donny Rovers, or are we watching Manchester City last season? What a game. Doncaster Rovers 4, Bristol Rovers 1. We basically said we won 3-1 last week against Charlton. Hey ho, let's get that scoreline again and let's add one more onto it just to make it a little bit better. Wow, what a performance. I mean, I would struggle to find a man of the match because there were so many good performers out there today, and I'll get on about my man of the match later, but man, what a goal. What a goal. What a set of goals today. What a performance. I literally, I can't struggle to find a bad performer. I'm struggling to find someone that played poorly. They all played fantastic. Even for the last couple of minutes, Virgilio Canabiri is the last substitute for just a couple of minutes, plus the 7 minutes added time. Just really good all about the field, putting in loads of balls, trying to get involved. Missed a sitter, it's okay, we all missed them. Coppinger, when he came on for the last 10-15 minutes plus the added time, just again straight away got into the action, was involved in a highlight about a minute or two after he came on. Just wow, just absolutely wow. And I'll get on to player ratings at the end of the video, but what a performance. And I was speaking with a Bristol Rovers fan, and he said, to be honest, when I asked him, is there any players to watch out for? And I, obviously you guys saw my preview yesterday, and I sort of came up with a list of 5 players, technically 8, because of course one of them was the Three Musketeers in the centre back role. By the way, they didn't play with 3 at the back, which is interesting. But I asked this Bristol Rovers fan, I'll not say his name, but I asked him, is there any players to watch out for? He said no. He said there was no players to watch out for, and I think he was right. There was literally, apart from the goal that Bristol Rovers scored, which, let's be perfectly honest, we should have put a little bit more pressure on him. He loved the keeper. Keeper couldn't do much about it. It happens. It's one of those flash moments where it's like, hey, there's one flash of brilliance from a very bad performance. And I think that's that one goal that can take away from Bristol Rovers' performance, but they were poor. And they are now, joint bottom of the league with Rochdale on a point? So very, very interesting there. But I mean, let's just talk about highlights first of all, before I get on to... in fact, no. Let's show you my predicted lineup first of all, just to give you a reminder from yesterday. So here is my predicted lineup, already on your screen right now. And, yeah, like I said, it was Bursic in goal, Halliday, Wright, Anderson and Amos that I put at left back, Whiteman, Gomes, Lakilo, Richards, Taylor and John Jules. Now the official starting lineup was Bursic in goal, Halliday, Wright, Anderson and James starting. So I had a feeling they were going to start James, but I was just being cautious with James because of, the fatigue that he suffered at the end of the Charlton match. But, fair enough. Whiteman and Gomes, Lakilo, Richards, Taylor and John Jules. So pretty much only the left back was the sort of situation. We did bring on 3 subs, of course, Coppinger, John and Okanabiri. And wow, just wow. So obviously the prediction wasn't too far off, only one sort of thing. Let's get on to the highlights of the game then. So let's talk about the first half first of all, and we got a 2-1 win in the first half. Luke Lay's goal was obviously the 3rd goal of the half, so we talked about that already. But let's talk about the Rovers goals. So Joe Wright, right place, right time, and Madger Gomes. Can this guy not stop scoring? I swear to God, you see the title of this week's review. Madger Gomes is a gem. He's an absolute gem. And can we just point out, by the way, I believe that's now, 4 goals in 6 appearances in all competitions this season? And this is the first, and before this season, he has not scored a single goal in his career, and he's been in 4 different countries. Can we just say that? This is what I love about Darren Moore as a manager. We bring the best out of average players in other clubs. Madger Gomes is, and you know what? I'll say it now. I was going to say it later, but I'll say it now. I struggled to find a man of the match, but I picked out Madger Gomes as my man of the match again this week. 3rd week in a row, 3rd game in a row, And wow, Madger Gomes. I mean, he was all over the pitch, getting involved. He was a creative, goal-scoring, holding midfielder. And we've found our Madger Xhaka. We found Madger Xhaka Gomes, our goal-scoring, holding playmaker that provides creativity, like Granit Xhaka does for Arsenal, Madger Gomes does for Rovers. And but I think there's a better euphemism instead of Madger Xhaka. I think there's one that's a bit better, and I saw it in a picture, so I've encapsulated it in words. Madger De Bruyne. Madger De Bruyne. Wow. Just what a performance. Absolutely what a performance. Taylor Richards. That guy, I swear to God, is making me think we need to sign him permanently next season. He needs to be a permanent Rovers player next season, like Cameron John was this season, on a 2-year contract, on a permanent from Wolves for a nominal fee. We need to get Taylor Richards on a permanent deal if we can. That guy, I swear to God, once Coppinger retires at the end of this season, Taylor Richards is the man to take on the role. He's been doing fantastically since coming into this club. He's hardly put a foot wrong. Tyrese John-Jules, again, in amongst the action, provides the assist in the second half for one of the goals. And Tyrese John-Jules, oh my God, that guy. And I had Arsenal fans telling me he's a baller, he's great, you're going to be brilliant for him. I can't disagree. Tyrese John, forget Dominic Calvert-Lewin, forget DCL. This is TJJ, Tyrese John-Jules. And Jason Lakilo came off in the second half. You know, he had a good game, really good game. But James Coppinger came on and immediately, like I said earlier, Coppinger was in amongst the action. He's still proving himself at an older age compared to other players. He's still proving he can play as the legend we know he is. Apart from the lob, Bursic had a decent game. Got involved a couple of times. The lob, we couldn't really do much about it. But, Bursic, I think he's still a good goalkeeper. We're still awaiting that clean sheet. We've conceded 3 goals this season in those 3 games, but we've scored 8 goals. So, goal difference of 5, which is not too bad for the start of the season. But hopefully clean sheets is something we can improve on. Joe Wright and Tom Anderson. Best centre-back pairing in League One. Not arguably anymore. In the past I've said they're arguably the best centre-back pairing in League One. I'm not going to say arguably anymore. Anderson and Wright are the best centre-back pairing in League One. They are. They're not arguably are. They are. Full stop. Definitive. Finito. Good night, Diverci. Arianos. Whatever language. They are the best centre-back pairing in this league. By a million miles. They were a pair. They were a gruesome twosome. Anderson's an absolute machine. Joe Wright gets himself a goal as well. They were defending like titans. It was like watching Man City's defence from last season before they got all the injury. Well, not last season, obviously, but the season before when they won the back-to-back title. It was like watching Man City's defence from 2 years ago. They were just immense again today. Reece James had another good game. Halliday had another good game. Taylor and Lakilo and then Coppinger in the second half on the wings. What? What a game they had. Taylor was immense today. Lakilo was great today. John-Jules, like I said, was brilliant. Richards was brilliant. I cannot find a fault in this team. And that's why, and I put this on Twitter, it's so sad for the likes of Fajiri Okunabiri not getting game time. Ed Williams not getting game time. Because how can you... as long as it's the last 15 minutes you prove yourself, how can you get a starting place ahead of all of these 11 players? How can you start over all 11 players on that field today? I swear to God, I feel so sorry for Fajiri and Ed and people like that because they want to have game time, they want to start in games, but you can't get ahead of this starting 11 at the minute. It is working like clockwork. We've got a big test coming next weekend. Wigan Athletic. First game in October, ahead of a busy October, because there's a couple of, match weeks in midweek around the Tuesday mark in October a couple of times. And but the first game in October, Wigan Athletic away from home. They beat Portsmouth 2-1 today away from home. So Wigan's going to be a tough one at the Wigan Stadium. I don't know even what it's called now. It's JJB, JW, whatever it is. It's going to be tough at Wigan, I'm not going to lie. But let's focus on the player ratings for today, and let's talk about how I would rate today's squad. Because, I mean, you're going to see a lot of high ratings, guys. So let's just get straight into it and just get this over and done with, because you're going to hear a lot of good ratings today. So kicking off the ratings, Joseph Bursic, I'm going to give him a good 7. Nothing too special, like a 10 out of 10, but like it was a good performance today. Really good performance. Apart from the lob goal which he conceded, I couldn't really fault him today. Brad Halliday, I'm going to give him a high 7, closing into an 8. He was really good today. Did well on the right hand side, did his job, did what he had to, and things like that. So overall, again, couldn't fault him much today. Joe Wright, I swear this guy, one half of the gruesome twosome. Joe Wright gets an 8 for me, and that's being extra critical. I'm tempted to give him a 9 today. You know what, screw it, I'm going to give Joe Wright a 9. He was immense today. Forget the 8, he's getting a 9. Tom Anderson gets a 9 as well, closing up to a 10 out of 10 performance. Joe Wright and Tom Anderson both get 9s for me. Thinking about it a bit more, I think Tom Anderson and Joe Wright both get 9s today. They were just immense. Reece James gets a high 7, you know, creeping up to the 8s again. Another good performance at left back. Like I said, I was being cautious with my prediction yesterday, choosing Danny Amos over Reece James and not Cameron John over Reece James because of the whole, you know, it wasn't an injury, but it was fatigue, and I was worried they might bench Reece James just to be on the safe side, but he ballsed it, he risked it, and, Reece James repaid him with a great performance today. In the midfield, Ben Whiteman, he's going to get a 9 for me. He was brilliant today. Held the midfield well, had a couple of good chances, especially in the second half. And Ben Whiteman, again, proving the Barnsley manager wrong, why he shouldn't be in a championship squad. And, I think Ben Whiteman has been fantastic today again. Madger Gomes, this is the first of our 10 out of 10s this season. Madger Gomes, Madger De Bruyne, absolutely fantastic today. Couldn't put a fault wrong with him. Even when he scored the goal from 12 yards out in the first half, he was putting himself about, putting in good blocks. And I think one of the ending lines of one of Rovers' tweets throughout the match was, "Is there nothing he can't do?" or something on the lines of that. I don't think there is nothing he can't do. So Madger Gomes really is proving himself this season. And Madger Gomes, for me, gets a straight up 10 out of 10. The first 10 out of 10 of the season. Jason Lakilo gets a high 7 for me, closing in on an 8. He was brilliant before he came off. And, Lakilo, I'm sure it can only go up and up from here. Taylor Richards gets a 9 for me. I think Taylor Richards was just amazing. Just like I said, he just proves why we need to sign him permanently. And I do think that, he is someone that we need at this club on a permanent deal. I think he's the replacement for James Coppinger. And I think that in the Championship, if we do get promoted, then, he's going to show himself even more. But hopefully we won't lose him back to Brighton. So Taylor Richards gets a 9 out of 10 for me. John Taylor gets a 10 out of 10. Second 10 out of 10 of the season. John Taylor, just wow. Just wow. This guy. And people say we'll miss Sadlier. Do we heck miss Sadlier? No disrespect to you, Kieran. I'm sure you're a fantastic player, but, we've got our players now. You can move on to Rotherham. You scored a penalty today against Birmingham before you got cancelled out by a Birmingham penalty. So good luck. But we've got our wingers. We've got Lakilo on the right. We've got Taylor on the left on Sadlier's main side. John Taylor, man. This guy, I mean, it was a free transfer from Rotherham, man. I mean, this guy's just an absolute gem. Brilliant performance again today. Couldn't fault him wrong. And again, it's the second 10 out of 10 of the season. Finally, in the starting 11, Tyrese John Jules gives me a 9 out of 10. I was tempted between 8 and 9, but I think John Jules gets a 9. I think the assist and the added, things he did in the match, I think just prove why he's starting game in, game out. So, and one thing that Lincoln fans always alluded us to was the fact that one goal could give him a world of confidence. He scored the first against Charlton. Even though he didn't score today, I think he's giving us a world of confidence. So, he was part of 2 of the goals, for goodness sake. So I think that Tyrese John Jules had to be a 9 today. Substitutes, in the 45th minute at half-time, James Coppinger gets an 8 for me. I was tempted between a 7 and an 8. He gets an 8 for me. James Coppinger, wow. Just another just a great performance when he came on in the second half. Was doing it well. He was, he was just brilliant. Working the ball, just working it round with the fantastic movements around the rest of the field. All in all, I couldn't fault that guy again, man. Just needed a bit more time, but again, can he get ahead of this starting 11? Not really. So with the 45 minutes he had to work with on the pitch, Coppinger did fantastic. Cameron John, who came on in the 72nd minute for Taylor Richards, he gets a 7 for me. No one gets below a 7 for me. I think 7s are average today, which is still fantastic. But Cameron John did a decent job at left back and just did the job needed to do. He did the job that was needed to try and see this win out when we were comfortable. And then finally, with about 2 minutes plus the 7 added to go, replacing John Taylor for Jiri Okunabiri, this guy gets a 7 as well. I can't go below a 7 with anyone. I think that Fajiri Okunabiri was brilliant again today. I think that he showed that he is right there when we need him. He might not get as many game time as Tyrese John-Jules if this continues, but you know what? I think with him replacing Taylor, it proves that he can play on the wings. And, I think that with Fajiri, I think that he's really going to show some stuff on the wide front if Lakilo doesn't play at all. At times, if Coppinger doesn't play and is waiting for his position in the cam, or if Lakilo or Coppinger or Williams is injured, I think Fajiri Okunabiri is an option for the wide front because he is technically a wide forward as well as a striker out and out. So I think that the versatility of Fajiri will come through in the end, and I think that he's a good option on the wide front. So I think Fajiri did a good job today. I think he was getting himself about. That sitter in the second half, though, I really wish he scored that because I think that was one of his big chances to prove why he should start a game. So, it's a bit sad that he missed that, but, everyone misses chances. Don't let it get you down, Fajiri. You're a brilliant guy. You did really well today when you came on. So another great performance. And like I said, no one gets below a 7 for me. It's either 7, 8s, 9s, then we've got a couple of good 10s. But I think overall, if I was being really generous, I think everyone deserves 10s today. So there we go, that is my player ratings for today. So let's talk about, to end the video, what we need to do against Wigan Athletic. Now, Wigan Athletic, of course, 1-2-1 away at Portsmouth today. Portsmouth in a whole heap of trouble. Kenny Jackett was sitting there thinking, it's only a matter of time before I get the sack. But Wigan Athletic, despite everything that's going on behind the scenes with the ownership and the administration, etc., fair play to Wigan Athletic for playing on the pitch the way that they're playing. I think that, first win of the season, they're lifting themselves up towards a higher mid-table finish, shall we say. And I think that this is, definitely a big season for Wigan. I think that they need to keep pushing themselves and keep developing their squad. So one big thing with me today, looking at it, I think especially in the first half, we do need to make more quick 1-2s, and I think more, what should we say? I think more 1-2s, quick 1-2s, and I think more composure when we're taking chances. I think just a little bit more of that across the first half and the second half, and we could breeze through past Wigan. Wigan played well again today against Portsmouth, but I think with more composure and more 1-2s, quick 1-2s in the first half and the second half, and just keep that attacking energy flowing, I definitely think we've got enough to beat Wigan next week. So I'm gonna speak about the Wigan game at some point before Friday. We've got a very exciting video that I'm filming on Wednesday, hopefully. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but you're gonna have to watch out for it either Wednesday or Thursday coming this upcoming week. So it's a very exciting one. I've been wanting to do this collaboration ever since I started this channel, but I think you're gonna be very surprised about who I'm working with. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna speak more about that and speak about his club in that video, but it's going to be fantastic. But looking at Wigan, I think what we need to do, more quick 1-2s, more composure on the break, more composure with the chance taking across both halves, really. I think we needed a bit more of that in the first half, and then the second half we came out and absolutely dominated. So I think that we just need more of that in the first half as well. And that's what we really need. There's not much to improve this squad with. There really isn't much to improve the squad with. So I'm going to take this with a grinding set of teeth, and I'm going to grind this, I'm going to grind every last glorious moment of the victory out this week. And you know, hopefully, you know, there's some other great victories. Hopefully Liverpool lose to Arsenal, in my opinion, because I hope Arsenal win. I'd rather Arsenal win than Liverpool, because we'll never hear the end of it in the Premier League. But obviously Lincoln play Charlton tomorrow, but of course, don't forget, we've got our DRFC Daily Reports episode coming tomorrow, where you guys will be able to check out the other results and see the league table. And I'll discuss a little bit more about them. I'll be discussing my predictions for next week, excluding the Wigan game, because obviously we'll preview that on Friday, and talk a little bit about it a couple of days prior on the Wednesday or Thursday, depending when this video goes out, which I'm very excited to release. But yeah, overall, I'm not going to lie, guys, I've got nothing, there's nothing to moan about. How can you moan about anything with Doncaster Rovers recently? How can you? Because we've got a team running like clockwork, and as we say on Twitter, climb aboard the good ship promotion. So I think the bookies need to rewrite their bookies list about who's getting promoted to the Championship this season, because we are definitely up there. So I just really good win, and you know, very good performance. I mean, before we started recording this, it was about half time in the West Brom game, and it was 3-0 against Chelsea for West Brom, so fair enough, they're doing well as well. Big day in football today, really big day, and you know, obviously it's very sad with the likes of Leyton Orient getting postponed and Grimsby getting postponed. We know Leyton Orient, Walsall got postponed because of course the COVID-19 cases, and I think that's the reason behind Cheltenham and Grimsby's postponement, because of the there's some COVID cases been spotted, so very sad with that. And you know, hopefully, you know, that can all get sorted, and you know, they can go through the process, and they get a squad ready for when the next play. But some big results across all 4 divisions today. I think Man United were very lucky. I watched that game in a sports bar in town, and then came home to watch the Rovers game. So I got to keep my football spirits up going into 3 o'clock. But yeah, very good, and I cannot wait to relive the highlights on oh, the touch came on. I've got a nice beautiful face just out of nowhere. I can't wait to see the beautiful highlights in the EFL League One on Quest with Colin Murray. Can't wait to watch that tonight. And for now, guys, I'm the CHALL. I'm going to quit recording before this torch goes off. And for now, guys, thank you for watching my match review. I will see you for a DRFC Daily Report episode coming tomorrow with the reaction on this win, the rest of the results, the predictions for next weekend, the league table, and also, don't forget, on the last day of September, I'm going to be releasing a monthly review. This is a brand new series for the channel, and it's going to be my September monthly review of Rovers. So we'll collect all the results, including the pre-season games that we took place in September, and yeah, we'll speak about all of that in September's monthly review. So that's going to be a long video, so buckle up and get ready. Thank you very much, guys. I'm the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe, and for now, guys, goodbye. Rovers till I die. Woohoo!